people in Facebook land and streaming live on YouTube, LinkedIn, to our private Facebook group, the Military and Veteran Home Buying. I am Jason Steyer. It is Friday. I am the VA boss, and I hope everybody had a fantastic week. We are live in my game room today. I'm having technical difficulties with the internet in my office, but we adapt. So we're at home, live here. You can see R2-D2 Christmas tree, Miss Pac-Man, who doesn't need a Miss Pac-Man game in their game room. But anyhow, we are streaming live across YouTube. If you have not checked out my YouTube channel, please go do so. There's a ton of information for real estate agents and veterans, consumers, about the VA loan, about the VA process, pitfalls, and so on. So if you have questions, comments, anything, put them in the chat section. I will try to answer them as I swivel my head around and do things like that. But this week has been busy. Been in Oklahoma, was in Oklahoma on November 10th. So Marine Corps birthday, doing a class up there, and had a great turnout with Melissa and Lincoln Title. She happens to be a military spouse. So it was fantastic. Great things to come up there for them. So we thank them for hosting us. And I still got the record. Yeah. So thanks for hosting us, and we appreciate you. More classes to come up there. We're going to do a marketing to veterans class for their market center. We're going to do a VA appraisal class, which is going to be fun. So if you're out there and you want to do those classes for your office, your board, holler at me. We'll set up a class. We'll get it done. Everybody needs more education as it relates to the VA home loan. And that is kind of the premise of our call today. I got several phone calls this week from agents, from clients, and some of the information that they were told by other loan officers was wildly inaccurate as it relates to joint loans. Joint loans, right in Chapter 7 of the handbook, front and center, because a lot of myths out there are that veterans have to be, these VA loans have to be veteran and spouse, that's the only way that it works. That is not the case. Okay. Anything that's not veteran and spouse is classified as a joint loan. Some requiring prior approval. So we go through the whole process, get it CT cleared to close, and then we have to send it to the VA to make sure, have them sign off on it, that we are obviously putting the veteran in a advantageous position and not in a deficit. So it's complicated, right? It's tricky. It's challenging. And, unless you deal with this a lot, even I have to refer back to the handbook as much as we do these, just to make sure that we're good. And those that don't are not going to know, and they get told no. That's the default, right? The default for us is to just say no. Okay. It's like being a parent. I tell my kids that all the time. They don't like it either. But so this is why I want to have this conversation. I'm not going to get too deep in the weeds with joint loans because we could be here all day. But a joint loan is veteran, non-veteran, non-spouse. One of the questions we got in our class this week, and I want to clear this up too, is you can have a non-occupying co-borrower on a VA loan. But the rule is that anybody who certifies entitlement has to occupy. Okay. The mind's blown at the looks on these faces of these agents when I tell them this, because they hear these things, right? They've probably been told no. And how many deals may have missed because your LO didn't know, they pass on the information as facts, and then people have to go into a conventional loan. Okay. It happens. So this is why we have these conversations. This is why we have these videos. This is why the YouTube channel that I have created is so important, because you can go and watch these anytime, see my beautiful face, anytime you'd like on video. Okay. So this particular instance, and there was 3 times this week, it was really weird. It was like some sort of full moon or some weird shit. But this was dual veteran, not married. 3 times in the same week. Okay. Really strange. But it happens. Not a lot. I don't see those a lot, but it does happen. And, when I asked this question in the class of these real estate agents, some of these people have been in the business for 20 years. Some are veterans themselves. And I asked them the question, can a dual military non-spouse be on the loan with no down payment? And every one of them answered no. Okay. So right there in the section of the handbook in chapter 7, it does say, specifically address dual military, splitting entitlement, not married. Okay. There was a subsequent circular put out, I want to say it was a year or two ago. I have to go back and look for sure. And the VA had changed this to where that was a prior approval loan. So we'd have to send it to the VA for the VA to approve after we approved it. It no longer requires prior approval if you have dual veteran with non-married splitting entitlement. Now we can close those automatic. We use our automatic authority to do so. So the first thing is that most people don't even know you can do that. The second thing is they still wanted to send it to the VA for prior approval, which you don't have to do that anymore. Okay. Prior approval is going to add time onto your transaction. It can. Okay. And you have to know that going into it. The VA right now is super busy. Sometimes you get, that unicorn that comes back in a few days. Sometimes it's not. Okay. So there are a lot of dual military families out there who are not married. Some of them don't want to take the plunge, whatever their reasons are. But they deserve us as professionals to have the right information, to be armed with the right information so they get the right kind of help. And so oddly enough, like I said, I had this conversation 3 times this week, and it was really weird. And because I'm thinking, God, am I missing something? It even starts to trip me up, like I've missed something. But I didn't. And now we were able to get them. One of them was a new construction. They were having to put money down and actually going conventional. Okay. So there are many instances where education wins the day, and this is one of them. And what we try to provide, and if you're a loan officer watching this out there, Michael Fisher and I did a whole segment for joint loans in our veteran mortgage advisor program. Okay. So if you're a loan officer out there and you want to, number one, educate yourself and then surround yourself with men and women from all different walks of life, from all different, channels in the mortgage business, and some civilians, some veteran, all these different people, but they have the heart to serve the veteran community. Go over to the veteran mortgage advisor page, and we can get you started. Okay. I promise you this, that the content and what you're going to get from all of us in the group, from all of us on the Veteran Lending Council, all my teammates that do that, is there are no party lines. There are no party lines when it comes to that. I don't care what channel you work in. I don't care where you come from. As you want to serve the veteran community, you're all right with me. And we want to bring those people into our community, into our fold. Okay. So if you need LO out there, if you're a branch manager who want to get your LOs up to speed, we can do that too, guys. I mean, there's so many ways to educate and so many ways to get this done. And we want to provide that to you. So joint loans, one thing that I'm going to encourage you to do, if you're a loan officer out there watching this or an agent and you have a joint loan, have the conversation about turn times at the VA. Have the conversation about, because what you don't want to do is write a 21-day contract or 25-day contract. It's a joint loan, and that closing date gets blown up because of the length of time it may take at the VA. Maybe you're not used to joint loans. Maybe it's not done right. They kick it back. All these different things. Set the proper expectations. And here's why. Here's the biggest reason why. Is because what's going to happen every time is that they're going to blame the VA. Like it was the VA's problem that you screwed up the joint loan, that you didn't do it right, okay, or you didn't set the proper expectations with the agents. And that's a bad thing, okay? VA home loan benefit is an inanimate object that relies on us to defend, okay? And I've said that a million times, and you'll hear me say it a million times more. But Chapter 7 of the handbook, go in there, read it, put the information out there. If you're an LO, get it out to your community, get out the right stuff. If you're an agent, and you want to host classes for your office all around the country, I've got friends everywhere. We can do this for you. If you're a real estate board and want to train your agents on a regular basis, newbies, whatever, we will do that as well. Because veterans and people who serve this country deserve it. Okay. So 2020 was a change from vet to vet. Yes, that was. So thank you for that. There is a circular out there. Speaking of that, go to va.gov. Sign up for the circulars if you nerd out on things like that. Okay. Keep them in a file on your phone, on your computer. Both agent and LO. A lot of LOs don't even know those exist. So go do that. So anyway, that's all I have for today, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Again, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe. You'll get all the videos as I post them, upload, things like that. Share that link with your veteran clients. Let them see, let them hear. I think anybody who knows me knows that you're going to get the truth at this. This is not Jason's version. This is the 26-7 and how it goes. So it's not a biased version of that. Okay. We're going to have more classes upcoming. We are already planning on our next Veteran Mortgage Advisor event. I've got some upcoming classes with some other Movement Mortgage teammates after the first of the year. I'm super excited about that. More to that to come. So you'll see some information on that. We just rolled out we're going to have a standalone site with Movement Military. It's going to be kick-ass. I'm super excited about that too. We rolled out a VA home loan boot camp so people can go see other videos, get resources, moving guides, all kinds of different things, which I am super stoked about. But anyway, that's all I got for today, folks. You've heard me blabber enough. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for serving our veteran community. If you're out there doing so, if you're not, get out there and do it. We'll see you guys real soon. Fantastic weekend. See you later.